I guess it all boils down to time blocking. Everything that I do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, is all in my calendar. I have formed this habit of following my calendar since a long time ago. And that's because I realized that if you don't plan for it, you plan to fail. If you don't plan for that time, chances are it doesn't happen. So it has go to the extreme end of even lunchtime and dinner time I have to block out. If not, I really have no time for lunch and dinner. I like the momentum of having back-to-back meetings. I like the momentum of knowing what exactly I'm going to do next, so that I don't waste my time. I can spend my day productive. Even if it's a rest time, it's a planned rest time. It's not a rest time that happened by chance because my meeting got postponed or because I just got nothing to do, right? Everything is planned so that the whole week can be a productive week. I guess a lot of times when people transit from the employment side to self-employed side, the struggle that they have is that they are very used to people telling them what to do. So they just have to follow the timetable. Like in school, the school gives you a set of timetable to follow, right? When you start out in your own business, you realize that you kind of do not know how to plan your own time. Yeah, so what I do is on every Sunday, I'll plan out the entire week, exactly what to do on each day. There bound to be changes along the way, so that a day before, right, I will review on the calendar again and to see is there any empty slot that I need to fill up, so that I will have a productive day ahead. Even if it's a rest time, it is a planned out time. It's not something that happened by chance. If I want to rest earlier, if I want to go back earlier, it is a planned time, because you have to plan for rest. To the extent that even meal times I have to plan for it, like lunchtime, dinner time, I have to plan for it. If not, I would not have time to go for lunch and dinner. I think today, I didn't really have much time to do that. If you feel that you're too busy, I think it's a very legit concern that you don't have time to with your family, you don't have time to pursue your passion, do your hobbies, all this. It's because you didn't block up for it. That's why it didn't happen. And no matter how busy you are, you got to ask yourself this thing. It's not about time management, it's priority management. What are some of the things that you are focusing on now that you want to prioritize? For me, I just prioritize 3 things at any point in time, because I realize that you can't be focusing on too many things at once. You'll be the jack of all trades, master of none, right? Like for me at the current moment, it will be more towards my career, my family and relationship, my fitness. Of course, there are a lot more, like personal development, going for courses, all these, yes, but these are the top 3 at the current moment. You got to ask yourself, which are the top 3 you want to focus on? So from that itself, you got to ask yourself, how much time do you want to give towards each area on a weekly basis? Like for example, family and relationship. If you don't block out the time to meet them, chances are you won't be meeting them. If you leave it to chance, then only when you are free, then you get the chance to meet them. That was what happened to me when I first started. I didn't really block out time for them. It's only when I'm free, I don't have appointments that day, I don't have meeting, then I ask them out. Then when you do that, they also did not block out the time. So sometimes they are busy as well. Then in the end, you don't get to spend time with them. You got to block out all these timings. So even if it's a rest time, you got to block it out. Even if if fitness time, you got to block it. Because in the past, I tell myself this. I always give myself this one excuse: I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to work out. I think very common for busy working professionals, right? That they couldn't find time to. It's not that they couldn't find time. We all have the same 24 hours. You got to ask yourself: do you block out time for that? If you are constantly feeling that you are overworked, you're too busy, chances are it's because you didn't block out time for recreation or they block out time for leisure. So you got to start learning how to block out time. You got to understand this. If this continues on, you will feel burnout very soon. You'll feel that you're overworked, you're underpaid in that sense. You're frustrated with your work. You're like, it is interconnected. Because if you're not happy with your life, you're not happy what you are experiencing right now, chances are you can't do well in anything because you are not in the peak performance state. Leisure, rest time, all these are important. You got to block it out. Exercising is important. Spending time with people is important. So you got to really block out those times. What I would suggest that you can do, is that take out your calendar. Look at your calendar at the moment. Your calendar will be a tool that can determine who you become in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to come. If your calendar is all about work, chances are you're going to be fairly well-to-do in your career, right? But you will realize that you'll miss out in terms of your fitness, you'll miss out in terms of your relationship with people, your social gatherings with friends. So you got to really ask yourself, how would you want your life to be like 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, right? And you got to work on it. Nothing happens by chance. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to live your life by default, by chance, or by design, where you have a choice to design the life that you want to live in. And actually you have the choice to do that. The only question is, are you willing to do so and follow through? think that's the first step.